Hello and welcome to my channel. This is JunkerNecker and my name is Leah. I love to find and craft budget decor. Today I'll be sharing with you 4 honeybee summer decor DIYs, and they're inspired by other creators. The first one I have is something I found on Pinterest by Design Style by Marcy, a cute little beehive hat gnome. Instead of constructing a whole gnome, I'm going to be doing a makeover on this Dollar Tree gnome. Starting with black acrylic paint from Apple Barrel, I'm painting his boots and his hat. Next, I'll be painting his shirt with the color Moon Yellow from Folk Art. I did have to do 2 coats on that because the green was still showing through after 1 coat. Next, I used melted chocolate color from Apple Barrel for his pants. I also did some touch-up painting on his beard and hair with white acrylic paint from Apple Barrel, the Plaid family of products. Now it's time for the fun stuff. I'm putting some twine rope, nautical rope, something like that, around his hat. And starting in the back, I'm going to glue it down and just wrap around and around. Put down some glue, wrap it around, and so on and so forth, all the way up to the top. Now once I had it all the way up, I just snipped it, glued that end down, and tucked that in, and there we go. Now I needed to make the little opening hole in the front. I took some regular twine and wrapped it around my fingers a few times, tucked those ends around, rolled them around, and glued it on. Now instead of just gluing an open circle, I filled it in the middle because I figured it would be easier to paint on glue than it would on the twine or rope. So using that black paint again and a little brush, I just brushed it on inside that opening. Next, I took some stickers from Hobby Lobby. I also have some buttons, but the stickers seem to be a better size for this little beehive or bee skeet, whatever you call it. I put a little bee on the top and one underneath. And voila, he is fini. And here's the before on the left and the after on the right. He turned out so cute. Today's video is part of the Try It Tuesday challenge. This challenge is hosted monthly by Sammy of Unicorn Dust Designs. Her co-host for April is Annie of Indie Annie Jones. Links to both their channels as well as the playlist are in the descriptions below. Now on to DIY number 2 from the YouTube page Bee Inspired Market, and it's a cute little honey jar. I got this from Dollar General. It's beautiful for spring, and I don't want to mess that up, so I'm flipping it over and I'll be working on the back. But first I got to get the stubborn sticker off. I'm going to use alcohol on a cotton pad because I did look it up, and it's good for chipboard and other things. It won't damage the faux wood because it evaporates. Now that I've got that done, I'm going to come in with some bright yellow paint from Apple Barrel and some melted chocolate, and I'm trying to get the color of honey. I did add some orange to it also because it was looking more like milk chocolate at that point. So added in some jack-o'-lantern orange and stirred, stirred, stirred. And then I had a color that I was happy with. And I painted the whole back side of that sign. Once I had it dry, I added some white to the paint that I'd used before to lighten it up. And I'm going to be using bubble wrap as a stencil. This was the neatest thing that I saw that she had done, was to make that look like honeycomb. I just put some of that lighter color paint on the unpopped bubble wrap. Surprisingly, there was some in the house that hadn't all been popped yet. And I laid it down on my jar and pulled it up. And that gives the look of a honeycomb. Pretty neat, huh? So next I needed to make the Be Happy sign, similar to what she had done. I'm using wood tags, and this is attempt 2 and 3 of using my horrible handwriting for the little tag. I decided to go with number 3. It is what it is. And then I put on another one of those little bee stickers. Now that the jar and the honeycomb are nice and dry, I'm going to be using some burlap. It was a wired ribbon, and I just ripped the wire out of one side so it would kind of fringe a little bit. And I'm adjusting it to fit the top. But I needed to cut some slits in the top so it would go through and actually lap over, because I want it to have the appearance that the whole top is covered, like so. Now, using some hot glue, I'm going to go right across the top with the glue and lay that ribbon over. And look, I'm using my finger protectors for once. Wonders never cease. And I'm kind of going in a diagonal kind of way on those, so it would cut down. Now I'm going to use some jute twine to put the tag on that, tied it in the back, and then wrapped around and around. You'll see in a minute. Around and around she goes. And once I got it all wrapped up, I tied that in a knot there and snipped off the ends. Now, honey is supposed to be shiny. I should have done this before I put the lid on, but oh well, I'm doing it now. Adding some gloss Mod Podge on the top. And that's how it looks. Super cute. I'll be showing all these together at the very end. But stay tuned, because here is DIY number 3 from the YouTube channel UTAHFULL Life. Some cute little blocks that say Buzz. Now, I don't have Dollar Tree blocks. These are actually some scrap wood pieces that I cut off a spindle project that I had. And I painted them up good with my white paint. And then I'm going to use these wooden letters from not Apple Barrel. The paint's from Apple Barrel. It's black. The wooden letters are from beebeecraft. Yeah. Using the same moon yellow paint, I'm going to paint the edges of the blocks now. She used something that looked like an ink pad. She didn't say what it was exactly, but that's what my guess is. I don't have anything like that, so I just brushed yellow all around the edges. And once I got that done, I glued on the letters, and there's my Buzz blocks. Super cute. Now we're heading into DIY number 4 from the YouTube channel Simple Made Pretty. And she made this cute little beehive using an Easter egg as the form. So I've got this egg, but I decided to go with a larger one. And I'm using Dollar Tree nautical rope to go around. And I'm gluing it around pretty much the same way I did the gnome's hat in the beginning. Just lay down a little bit of glue and go round and round and round until I get it all the way up to the top. Now once I got it there, I cut some extra rope to make a little loop up there and put some glue down in that hole, stuffed that in, and held it till it got cooled off. And now to make the little opening for the bee's home, I'm going to use the same rope, and I cut off a piece big enough for a circle on the front. Added some hot glue and twisted that around. Now I'm not worried too much about it being frayed a bit at the bottom because that's going to be fixed in just a minute, because I'm using one of the bee buttons. First I got to paint it black inside using a smallish brush. And now I can put my little bee on there. Boop. Isn't he cute? Now I'm going to add a daisy. A sunflower would have been nice, but this little beehive's a bit too small for a sunflower. So I used a daisy, and it looks just as pretty. So super cute. Now let's see all 4 together. This is just the beginning of my bee and sunflower decor, so if you like that type of decor, then stick around. All original videos that I have recreated today are linked in the descriptions. If you liked this video, give me a thumbs up. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe. Now it's time for you to enjoy the rest of April's Try It Tuesday playlist. Thank you so much, Sammy, for hosting this fun monthly challenge.